Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to Coding Blind Tech, and in this video we're going to be looking at how to install Git for Windows. So this is a tool that I'm going to be using, and I do use whenever I'm just on Windows, and for more context there, I use WSL Ubuntu the majority of the time, but there will be times like I'm building a desktop app in Python using Qt or PyQt, and that requires me to have Git Bash, or at least that's what I like to have. If I need to go closer to the Windows machine, I'll use Command Prompt or PowerShell, but I like Git Bash. So, and in this instance, this is for an app. I'm going to show you how to build just a personal project, maybe like a to-do list, maybe a little game, something that you can build as a desktop app. So, alright, getting started, we're going to go to Google first of all. So I'm in the Brave web browser, and I'm using NVDA screen reader as well.
Address and search bar, edit search.
Alright, so we're going to go to Google.
Google.
Alright, so in here in Google, it automatically put me in the search field, and it should do you the same way. So I'm going to type download Git, says G-I-T for Windows. I'm going to hit enter.
Download Git for Windows - Google's clickable search result, main landmark clickable web results heading.
Alright, so I hit H twice there to move through headings. And then now I'm going to hit it one more time.
Git - install for Windows head.
And we hear Git - install for Windows. You hear my symbol level being on all there. So this is going to be I'm a down arrow. You always want to check.
Visited link Git.
And you hear visited link. That's because I've already been on this, but you just want to make sure that you're going to the right resource.
Visited link heading level 3.
All right. We're going to hit enter on this.
Git -
And what I did there, I up arrowed and then just hit enter. Alright, and here I'm going to press Control Home.
Banner.
That's going to take me to the top of the page. And then now we're just going to press H to go through by heading.
Install heading level 1.
Okay, so I'm a down arrow from here. I only hit it one time.
Latest version tab selected, current page Windows.
Alright, so we hear that Windows is selected. We're in a tabs list.
Tab Mac O, tab Linux, tab build from link. Click here to download the latest.
Alright, there's a link right here. I'm going to click it. Hit enter on that.
Release-assets.getubsercontent.com wants to save.
Alright, so it says it wants to save. I always save it in my downloads folder. I'm going to hit Alt-S.
Git - install for Windows - Brave window. Git - install.
Alright, now the way that I like to move around, I'm going to hold down Windows plus R as in Romeo to open up the run dialog.
Run dialog type.
And I'm going to just type in lowercase downloads.
Downloads - file explorer.
Alright, I'm going to press H to go to the top.
Git - 2.54.0 Git - 2.
And I downloaded it earlier just testing, so there's two here. One that has the parenthesis 1 and one that doesn't. So I'm just going to press enter on this.
Window dialog. Downloads - Git 2.54.0 setup dialog information. Please read the following important information before continuing.
Alright, so we have some important information you'll want to read. I've already read this. This is just the setup dialog box. So I'm going to press tab.
Cancel button.
Tab again.
When you are ready to continue with setup, click next.
Alright, so it just lets us know that when we're ready to click next, I'm going to hit tab again.
Next button, Alt+.
And there's our next button. I'm going to hit enter.
To continue, click next. If you would like to select a different folder,
Alright, so this part right here is just selecting a folder of where you want to install. We're just going to leave it as default, so I'm going to tab or press the tab key until I get to next.
Browse back button, next button, Alt+.
Hit enter. I'm going to hit enter on this.
Select the components you want to install.
Alright, so right here we're going to select the components we want to install. I usually hit the home key. We're going to start from the top one.
In the additional icons checkbox, not checked.
So additional icons, I'm going to leave that unchecked.
In the quick launch checkbox, not checked.
In the quick launch, I'm going to leave that unchecked.
On the desktop, checkbox not checked.
On the desktop, again, I'm not worried about that.
Windows Explorer integration checkbox checked.
So Windows Explorer integration, we do want that checked, and you hear it is checked.
Open Git Bash here checkbox checked.
Open Git Bash here, this is checked, and I'm going to leave it checked.
Open Git GUI here checkbox checked.
Same
Git
thing with
LFS
Git
left.
GUI. Oh, sorry about that. Same thing with Git GUI.
Open Git LFS left paren. Large file support right paren. Checkbox checked.
Yep, large file support.
Associate.git star configuration files with the default text editor checkbox checked. Associate.s.
And I'm going to go through these. Some of these, they just are checked by default, and I leave them that way. It's up to you.
Check daily for Git for Windows updates checkbox not checked.
So you can choose to check daily for updates to Git. Now, and it'll notify you each day or whenever there is an update for Git. I'm going to check this.
Checked. Add a Git Bash profile to Windows terminal checkbox not checked.
Git Bash profile terminal. I'm not going to do that right now.
Scalar left paren. Git.
And again, we're just going to go through this. All right, that's the last one. So I think we have what we want here. I'm going to tab till I hear next.
Back button, next button.
And I'm going to hit enter here.
To continue, comma, click next dot. If you would like to select a different folder,
Alright, so what this is a startup folder, and I'm going to leave it as default.
Browse dot dontic back but dontic t create a start menu folder checkbox not checked.
And there's a checkbox here. You don't have to create a start menu folder, but I go ahead and let it create the folder.
Back button alt, next button alt.
Alright, so I just tab to next. I'm going to hit enter.
Combo box use vim left paren. The ubiquitous text.
Alright, so it's going to ask what text editor you want to use.
Use note, use vim left paren.
I know some people are going to want to use Vim, so you can select that one. I have in the past, but I do have Visual Studio Code installed, so I'm going to use that.
Use Visual Studio Code as Git tick est.
Alright, so I just downloaded it. It's a radio button, so it just selects it automatically. I'm going to hit tab till I hear next.
Back button, next button alt.
Alright, I'm going to hit enter on this.
Let Git decide radio button checked.
Alright, so right here, let's get some more information. I'm going to hit my NVDA modifier key plus the B button as in back.
Git 2.54.0 setup dialog adjusting the name of the initial branch in new repositories. What would you like Git to name the initial branch after quote git init quote question? https://
Alright, so it's asking us what do we want the name of the branch to be. So typically by default nowadays it's main. Let's tab and see.
Back button, let Git cancel button, let Git.
So it says let Git decide. I'm going to down arrow.
Edit selected main.
Alright, so it says edit selected main. So main is going to be the default, so I'm going to up arrow.
Main. Main unselected.
Oh, well, you can't up arrow because you're in an edit field. I'm going to shift tab.
Override the default branch name for.
And I'm going to up arrow here.
Let Git decide radio button.
And then we let Git decide. I'm going to tab till next.
Back button, next button. Git from the command line and also from third-party software radio button checked.
Okay, so again, I'm going to read with NVDA modifier key plus B as in Bravo.
Git 2.54.0 setup dialog adjusting your path environment. How would you like to use Git from the command line question? HTTP.
Alright, so it's asking us how we want to use Git from the command line. Typically, I'll leave this default.
Use Git
so,
from the command line and also from third-party.
Git from the command line and also third party. So that just means that you can use Git pretty much anywhere. So I'm going to tab till I get to next.
Back button, next button. Use bundled open SSH radio button checked.
Alright, so use bundled SSH. You definitely want this. We're going to leave this as it is. I'm going to press tab till I hear next and hit enter.
Back button, next button. Use the native Windows Secure Channel Library radio button.
Alright, and again here we're going to use the default, the native secure library channel.
Back button, next button, Alt plus.
And I'm going to hit enter on this.
Check out Windows style, comma. Commit Unix style line endings radio button checked.
Alright, so yes, we are going to use the Unix style endings. We don't want the ones that Windows provides. Most whenever you run your code, most things will catch that and it will fail from that. There are pieces where that does happen. So I'm just going to press tab till I hear next.
Back button, next button.
hit enter.
Use men-tty left paren.
Alright, we're going to leave this default as well.
Back button, next button, alt.
And I just tab till I get to next and hit enter.
Fast dash forward or merge radio button checked.
Alright, so right here it's just picking the automatic merge, like how do you want to merge. So there's rebase and then there's fast forward merge, and so we're just going to leave it as fast forward merge for now.
Back button, next.
I'm going to tab till I get to next and hit enter.
Get credential manager radio button checked.
Alright, we definitely want the get credential manager. We'll leave that as is.
Back button, next.
Tab into next, hit enter.
Enable file system caching checkbox.
Alright, file system caching. Again, we're going to leave all these defaults the same.
Enable back button, install button, alt.
Alright, so now I tab, and now I hear the install button. So I'm going to hit enter on this, and we're going to start the install.
Next. Cancel button. Setup has finished installing Git on your computer. Setup has finished installing Git on your computer.
Alright, so it's finished installing, so now I'm going to tab.
Finish button, alt plus.
And then we hear finish. I'm going to hit enter on this.
Unknown. Release notes.html.
Okay, so it's going to open up the release notes. I did not uncheck that box, but if I would have tabbed, you would have heard that we could have unchecked that box.
Release notes.
So I'm just going to control F4 on this to close that tab.
Git dash install.
Alright, and then now it should be installed. So the way that we're going to figure that out is we're going to open up Git Bash. So Git Bash, I'm going to press my Windows key.
Search window.
Alright, and I'm going to type GITB, no spaces. So GITB.
Git Bash, comma, app, comma, press right to view.
Alright, so we hear there Git Bash, and then we can hit enter on this.
/usr/ben/bash-login-i terminal blank. Mingo64:c/users/kblack. Kblack at laptop Mingo64 $.
Awesome. So now we have Git Bash open, and let's just do a final verification to make sure Git is installed. So we're going to do Git, so GIT space, and then dash dash, so the hyphen, and then version, no space. So VERSION, and I'm going to hit enter.
Git version 2.54.0.windows.1. Kblack at laptop.
There it is. Okay, it's installed. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you made it to the end, please like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. That helps get the content out there. And I hope you enjoyed. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.